Hey tubers, welcome back. Got one heck of a loud thrashing sound in my engine compartment, so we're going to check that out today. I'm going to go ahead and pop the lid on it, get it fired up, and we'll take the camera back there and see if we can find where it's coming from. I'm suspecting, it sounds to me like it's coming somewhere from the fan housing or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to make sure the fan's good and tight and everything against the back of the alternator and so on and so forth, but we'll look into it. Let's go check it out. Wow. Yeah, that's bad. I see a lot of belt material here. Let's check it out, make sure. That pulley's supposed to drift like that. That's cool. It's not a problem with that. Let's see. Ooh, yeah. The fan's tight, but you can look at the nut on the front of the pulley there. That's moving a good 1/4 inch, but the pulley's not moving. Let's get that pulley out of there. It acts like that the keyway's about stripped or something here. Yeah, let's go ahead and I'm gonna get some tools and we'll pull this. Let's get this pulley off here. Check it out. Alright, we got that loose. See if we can get our bolts out of here. Wrong size. Yeah, let's get the idler pulley loose here. That way we can. This bolt here, you have to take it all the way out to release the tension. It jams before you can get the tension released enough to get the belt up and over the pulley. Let's see what's going on. My gosh, yeah, that's not cool. The nut tightened up before the pulley was completely tight. Alright, I'm gonna have to get a puller and get this pulley off here. We'll further inspect it, but that's not cool at all. Let me get the pulley off here, guys. What's going on? I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't sit behind the camera, but I thought the keyway would be in really, really bad shape, but it is a bit messed up, but you can see here, look at this where it's been wobbling, chewing that anodized finish off of there. Not cool. Alright, well, I gotta find that keyway. I gotta get it, not the keyway, but the key that goes in here. And we'll find out what's, wow, bushing. This kind of blows. This blows. Alright, let's see what's going on here with it, guys. We'll check it out a little closer. Key that I was looking for, the Woodruff key. So I'm gonna have to steal one out of this is an old Motorola alternator. Pulled it off. I think it was a 74 Super Beetle or whatever. It really doesn't matter, but I need that key out of there to get my repair done. And I think what I'm going to do, you can see how close this thing was to the alternator to begin with. There's a little piece of casting that sticks out on the back of that alternator, and it kind of leads me to believe that it needs a washer back here to pull it away from the alternator to begin with, like that when this went on, it stopped. It hit that bushing back there that I showed you in the other clip, and pressed against that bushing before it could get all the way tight by the nut up here. So I'm going to put a washer, scoot it back a little closer to the threads to where it'll be good and tight, and it won't be so close to the alternator here. What I'm going to do to get this out of here, I'm going to keep working it back and forth with a punch and it'll eventually pop out. It's just got a lot of rust on it. It's getting more free all the time. You see it's starting to come out of there now. There we go. Alright gang, there's the key I was needing. Got it out of there. Let's what I'm going to have to do now, I'm going to have to dig around in my washer assortment and see if I can find the right washer for this job, and we'll see if we can put her back together. Hey tubers, I want to take just an opportunity while I was in the middle of a break to explain to you what I think that the problem is with some of what I'm working on here. Concerning this pulley here. Now it's all made, I mean it's looks like everything originally, you know, before it was installed and everything, was machined well and so on and so forth, and I don't think it's a problem with the machining. I think where the problem comes in is I'm using an aftermarket alternator, and it's a Chinese alternator, not dinging Chinese products. That just is what it is. I'm gonna leave that alone. And then I've got another product from Scat, and I'm wondering where, you know, in the whole design process, where the breakdown is, because you've got, I think how to put this. We're basing this around an original design. For example, we've got the old alternator here. Here's our old alternator. This is a Motorola product that was made for Volkswagen. It's got the Motorola emblem here. It's got the VW emblem here. They went together, you know, whatever. I don't know how it all went down, if Volkswagen said design it exactly this way. They approved it, got stamp of approval and everything. Okay. Are they designing that alternator, that the Chinese alternator that I've got on there, around this exactly, or just something close to it? And then you have Scat that makes this piece to fit on Motorola's alternator or whatever, you know. But then you tweak it a little bit, you've got a Chinese alternator in this mix. So, not really knocking anybody, certainly not knocking Volkswagen. People are following their design, you know, initially, and things get messed up. When you take two aftermarket products, you try to fit them together, sometimes you're going to have some problems. If you're going to do this, be prepared, especially if you go with an aftermarket product. When I put these intakes on here, you saw in another video, I had to trim my Volkswagen tin around this intake, or else the tin was going to be sticking up underneath, you know, between the gasket and the intake manifold, and you'd have an intake manifold leak. Not cool. But you got to do it, you know. I mean, so just be prepared. Don't get discouraged. Just work around it. Use your head, and it'll all be cool. So I just want to throw that in there. We're going to get this thing put back together. Thanks, guys. That previous little clip there, I'm not knocking anybody. Just basically letting you know that if you go with aftermarket parts, you're going to have this from time to time. It's pretty normal to have to work on the part a little bit. I've done a lot of it, but at any rate, it's no big deal. Just hate for anybody to get discouraged and quit with Volkswagens altogether. There's a reason they're making aftermarket parts for them. It's because there's still a demand for it. Alright guys, it looks like that our washer on the back has pushed us out far enough to where we're not tightening against this, we're actually tightening against the pulley. So I think we're going to be cool. There. Alright tubers, looks like we got it fixed, man. We'll wrap this up.